Hi, I want to talk to you about a couple of reasons that demonstrate, I suppose, explain why Western Canada can't succeed and can't have a future in Confederation. First of all, gun control. Everybody knows there's been a lot of gun crime in lower Vancouver area, lower British Columbia. That crime is all involving groups identified as gangs, and usually they have an ethnic base. That's a reality. It has really nothing to do with the guns that are being used in the crime, but no one ever wants to talk about the ethnic nature of the gangs that are involved in the violence with the guns. And the other point is, those guns aren't registered. They never have been registered. If they are registered, they're probably falsely registered, and who knows, that's possible. With the gun registry costing over $1 billion, the Conservatives have never been able to get rid of it. Why is that? Well, because they're still trying to compromise with Quebec, where gun registry ideas are pretty popular, and with Toronto, where everybody's in favor of gun control and gun registration. It has no effect. It's strictly a political cosmetic, but the Conservatives who claimed they were going to abolish the gun registry, which is wasting $1 billion, can never do it. And guess what? They're losing strength in Quebec. The Conservative popularity is dropping in Quebec. And Ignatieff, the old traditional Liberal, is coming to the fore in Quebec. He's more popular in Quebec than Mr. Harper is. And the result of all that is, on gun control, the Conservatives can never win in Ottawa, and they've lied to the people of Western Canada saying, vote for us and we'll get rid of the gun registry. It was a lie. Second point. What about the wheat board? Many farmers are telling me all the time that they can't actually make grain into flour on their own farm to feed their own family. Why is that? Because the minute the grain is harvested, it belongs to the wheat board, and you can't even use it yourself. It's your grain. You paid the cost of putting it in the ground, and the cost of cultivating it, and the cost of spraying weeds, and the cost of harvesting it, and all the fuel, and you did all the work, but it's not yours. It belongs to the government of Canada in this great socialist utopia that was created by Ottawa in the 1930s to regulate and control grain. The command economy dominated by Ottawa has always been the problem for Western Canadian grain producers, particularly wheat producers. So when the Conservatives said they would abolish the wheat board, again, they were lying. They had a referendum and most farmers voted against it, against the wheat board. Is it there? Of course it's still there, because they can't pass anything through the House of Commons to abolish it. So the result is, for those two fundamental reasons, the Conservatives lied to Western Canadians. They said, we can change it within the system. That was a lie. A dirty, rotten lie that many Western Canadians bought into and still buy into. And as long as we buy into that conservative lie, that Ottawa can be reformed, that the West wants in, that change is possible, the same old malarkey that Preston Manning fed the people of Western Canada, that we don't need separatism, we need to change within the system, forget it. Western Canada needs independence for a lot more reasons than gun control and the wheat board, but they're classic demonstrations of how the federal system is a total rip-off of Western Canada. It's oil, it's natural gas, it's fresh water, it's potash. Everything Western Canada has goes down the pipeline to feed those fat, corrupt bureaucrats in Ottawa, and it'll always be that way as long as you vote Conservative or you vote Liberal or you vote NDP, and you allow those corrupt officials to run your country against your wishes. Free the West.